Hello everyone and welcome to Orange University. On tonight's episode of Friday Night Explore, we're going to explore some beans. To be more specific, Golgari Beanstalk. This is a deck that I found on a lot of deck lists for best of threes. I wonder, can it do best of one? So the idea is we got Up the Beanstalk in Golgari, and that can give us the late game card advantage, card value that we need. And well, what can we do in green and black? That's 5 mana or higher. That's really good. Well, guess what? Remember that card I got banned a while ago? Invoke Despair. That card is really good. We get to kill 3 things or draw 3 cards, but with Up the Beanstalk, we're definitely going to draw another card anyway, so that's actually really good. And then we also have Crux of Fate. I found 1 off that I have. I don't think I have 2 off, but I did pull 1 in one of the older packs, so Crux of Fate is pretty good for a board wipe. I don't think there's going to be dragon and non-dragons on board simultaneously, but hey, also a card draw. And then we also have, I crafted one, Casualties of War. This is a pretty good card. 6 mana, destroy target artifact, target creature, target enchantment, target land, target planeswalker. Choose 1 or more. So I get to blow up a bunch of things that I want to, and I get to draw a card. That's actually fantastic in Golgari. And then we got 1 Virtue, so that's also a late game cast for 7 mana to draw a card. Also the Meathook Massacre. If we Meathook anything for more than 3, we also draw a card. Up the Beanstalk is pretty good at that. So all the deck does is pretty much just last until we can up them Beanstalks. So the rest of the deck is all removal and life gain. So how do we go about doing that? Well, we got an early game. We got 4 Fatal Push and 4 Thoughtseize. Just get into our opponent's board or get into our opponent's hand. And then in the removal category, we got 2 Go for the Throw and 2 Sheoldred's Edict. Now, I'm not really quite sure about Edict. There is another card that I did think about from the new release. I forgot what it's called. I can keep reading. It's called Destroy something, right? So I'm gonna take a pause here and just to show you what card I was talking about. It's a 2 cast that I think is maybe better than the Sheoldred's Edict. Right there, Bitter Triumph. I think Bitter Triumph could be better because you can just pay 3 life, and then we get to destroy target creature or enchantment, or a planeswalker. So that's more of a targeted destroy rather than making them sacrifice. I don't know if that's slightly better, but we got a lot of removal already, so I think the 3 life might be important against a lot of the aggressive decks. We have 4, and then coming back here, we have 4 Mosswood Dreadknight. That's card draw, creature on board, always pretty good to kind of synergize that. And then 4 Up the Beanstalk with 4 for additional card draw. 2 Bankbuster, because there's a reason why this card got banned. It's so good early game. Against control, we also have 2 Go Blank, just to make our opponent go blank. And also against Grease Fan, we can exile their graveyard so they don't get anything. 1 Bala Ged Recovery, in case we need a card back from our graveyard. And also it's an MDFC, so it's another land that we can utilize. 2 Sheoldred. I don't want to have too many Sheoldreds in the deck because I think a lot of red decks have caught on. They just got a lot of act of treason cards to steal my Sheoldred and kill me with it. So I think 2 off is probably good to land on board to have that presence. But multiple probably is not going to save us in a way that we thought it would. Alright, and then we got, like I said, 1 Crux of Fate, 4 Invoke Despair, 1 Casualty of War, and 1 Virtue. I think I might run 2 Crux of Fate and 3 Invoke if I had to, but I don't. So this is kind of the remaining sort of pile of cards. And then the land base, that's also a little bit tricky. So we got 1 Castle Lockwind to get us additional card draw if we need it. And because of that, we need to have 3 Swamps. 2 Have Tyrant, 2 Boseiju, so we can destroy enchantments. There's a lot of enchantments that we need to pop, especially in today's metagame because of the new removal or the new ban, right? So I think there's going to be a lot of Ingenuity, whatever that deck is called. The Fire of Invention, I think. There's probably a lot of those decks out there. And then 3 Forests, 2 Darkboard Pathway, because I don't have more, 4 Deathcap Glades, 1 the Overgrown Tomb, because again, I don't have more. And then I have 4 Restless Cottage for a tap, 2 mana land that we can also use to exile creatures in our opponent's graveyard. That might be, or cards in our opponent's graveyard. That might be necessary. And then 2 Fields of Ruin. What you see here is we don't have any ping lands. Instead, we have basic swamps and basic forests. I think I wanted to try out without the ping lands because it's 2 mana, whether or not we can get the colors that we need at the time that we need it. And that is the whole deck. So let's try it out. Alright, the new ban on Explorer really kind of changed my perspective on Explorer. So at the very least, I was gonna hate it. I was starting to think about stop playing Explorer because of that stupid red card that just wins on turn 3. The Discover card, right? So that card is annoying. And every time I play Explorer, some guys playing that combo, I appreciate that it is a combo deck and I love combo decks, but I just don't like how fast and, like, punishing it is if I don't have removal on turn 2. And I'm always going second, so I need it on turn 2. And that feels bad. Alright, I guess no one's really playing Explorer either. I had to wait like 30 seconds to play against Veturus. Hello, Veturus. Yeah, see, always go second. And only tap lands. At least we got Fatal Push. And a Bankbuster. Can we hold this going second? Can we mulligan into a better hand, though? I hope the Bankbuster gives us our draw. We got 2 removal. I think that... Do we remove our Crux, or do we remove our Fatal Push? I guess the Crux is kind of slow. That is a land that I can play. Mono black, huh? No. What? Or you put it in the graveyard. On the battlefield, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. Oh, interesting. Okay, let's bust some banks. That's a lot of enchantments. That is a lot of enchantments. Do I want to push this? Do I want to draw a card? I mean, either way I draw a card, I think, so... What does this do? Enters the battlefield, Knight. Okay, so this is just a hopeful and hopeless. Yeah, that's fine. Man, getting a lot of artifacts and enchantments out. I wonder what that's for. Good old Bankbuster. We push this? It's got 2 mana. Remove more presence. I can't play the Lockwind because I don't have Swamp, so let's play this. Do we play our second Bankbuster? Or do we put our Dreadknight out? Second Bankbuster is fine. They really don't have much. And our Invoke Despair will get whatever he plays next turn. Hopefully it's a big, impactful Planeswalker. Nothing? Alright, well, then I will draw another card. Man, card advantage up the wazoo here. Lots of Mosswood Dreadknights, though. That's interesting. Alright, do we invoke him? We draw 2 cards, right? And he gets rid of one of these. I'm pretty sure he wants to get rid of one of those. Whenever it's put into the graveyard, he gets a scry 2. Whenever it's going to the graveyard, he gets a scry 2. So, I guess I don't want him to do that. Let's... put out a Dreadknight. Do you think he will remove a Bankbuster? At 1? Let's let him sacrifice his hopeful things first. He's just gonna scry, right? Yeah, it's fine. 1 to the top. What is he gonna get? 1 to the top? Whenever enter the battlefield, return. Or whenever a Kartug. Okay. Do I sacrifice my Dreadknight anyways? I guess I will. This is a weird deck. I actually did not expect this. I don't know what deck I'm playing against. Is he gonna play? Huh? Doom Foretold. Sacrifice a non-land, non-token permanent. If that player can, they discard a card, lose 2 life, and you draw. Okay, so that's the deck. Sure. Non-land, non-token permanent. I don't know if I can do that. I can sacrifice my Bankbuster. Resolve. Alright, so I can just play a bunch of Dreadknights. He can just sacrifice the Hopeless Nightmare, right? I don't think it's doing much. So I can hit him for 3. I need to draw a card here. How do I draw a card? Invoke Despair doesn't do anything against this board. So maybe we'll just put the Dreadknight out. The Sheoldred will just die to his board. Each player's turn. He's going to sacrifice his things. He wants to sacrifice his things. So I want to draw cards. Ooh. Okay, this is good when he has less cards in his hand. So let's trick it out, huh? That's on Adventure. Do I want to use up my treasure to draw another card? I guess I do. Can I draw a land? Right? I need a land. So that's not a land. I'm gonna have to sacrifice something next turn. Let's make him draw 2 cards. Oh, whenever it dies. Double Doom Foretold. Interesting. Okay, I guess I'll have to sacrifice both of these. Let's see. What do I do here? Gain 2 life, create a 2/2 White Knight Vigilance, and then sacrifice Doom Foretold. Can I submit 0? I cannot submit 0, huh? Do I want to draw a card? I don't know. Ooh, that's gonna lose my Bankbuster if I don't, huh? You know what? That's fine. I'll pay a 2 life. So, I'm going to go blank him first. Well, that was nothing. Alright, so he doesn't get card draws from sacrificing his permanents. And I need to play out... I can't play out 2 things, right? So what am I going to do here? Just pass turn? What the heck is this? Search the library for a playing, and then... Okay. Craft with an artifact. When he crafts, doesn't do anything. Resolve all. I gotta discard cards, so... Discard this. And the other Dreadknight. Too many Dreadknights. Oh, okay. 1 Dreadknight first. Oh, he gets to draw a card? Oh, he does get to draw a card. That's annoying. Guess we'll take out our Fatal Push. I get to draw a card. So, this is the Dreadknight that I have to cast, right? To go on an adventure? Yep. I can go blank him again, but I am at 7, so let's be careful here. All of a sudden, he's at 4 cards. Alright, what is in your hand? Enter the battlefield, each opponent sack a creature, and then it's got lands. Okay. Now what does this do? Create 2 1/1 colorless artifact creature token. You get creatures you control gets +1/+1. Whenever it enters the battlefield, search its library for it. Craft for 7 mana. Do I go blank him again on the 2 lands? I don't think so. He's drawing in response to... Why? Does he have a kill for Sheoldred? Nice top deck. Bitter Triumph. Take... Okay, discards. Take 1 anyways. This is legendary, right? Yeah, it's legendary. I know he's gonna craft. Two 1/1. Okay, so how much do I care about 2 1/1s? I can invoke him. See what I draw after an invoke. Let's see. I can't actually up the Beanstalk right now. I could exile his 1 card, but I don't know if that's necessary. Then he would just top deck, right? He's got nothing in his graveyard right now that I care about. Up the Beanstalk lets him draw another card with Castle, so I don't want him to do that. Just pop his Castle. If I attack, do you think he will block? Will he be able to do 8 damage to me? I don't think so. He'll probably block. Yep. Blocking is good for me because I trample. I also gain life and he loses life for creatures I have dying. So now he's still at 4. If he didn't block, it would be at 3. If he blocked, he's at 4. So either way, I think we're good. Okay, he's got nothing. We're gonna, well, what am I doing? First, you go blank. What did I discard there? Kaya's Wrath. That's interesting. Well, hold on a second. Nothing that deals damage to attackers, right? GG. Submit 0. Take 4. And explode! That was interesting. Doom Foretold deck. It was interesting because basically it was just full of enchantments against a deck that does not do well against enchantments. They really need Back to Nature back. I mean, that's just... Enchantment's just so annoying because there's no removal in most of the current sort of arena formats that goes after enchantments the way Back to Nature does, right? The Destroy All enchantment really needs to come back. Alright, playing against Ace 2. The opponent is an Ace, but he is also 2. Alright, we get to go first with Beanstalk. I don't know if I can turn the hand down like this. Alright, hiding the most information with 1 land. Second land goes up the Beanstalk. He is a Chihera. Interesting deck. I don't know what they're playing. But Thoughtseize will help a lot. You know, I never draw our, early game cards against most opponents that require some early game draws. Tapland, Glacial Fortress. Not a Thoughtseize. Do we castle? Let's go another Up the Beanstalk again. Okay, if we won't castle. Why is he oopsing me? What is your deck? Oh, it's a fairy deck. Okay, so he's got 3 mana next turn he can counter. But if I take out the temporary lockdown, how's he gonna do anything? Nice oops. Pretty sure he just wants to lock me down. Counter target spell and gain 3 life, huh? March 1, okay. Nice. So let's see. Wandering Emperor is going to come down next turn. The Fairy will also come down eventually. So the question is, should I Mosswood Dreadknight? Or should I Mosswood Dreadknight twice? I guess we'll Mosswood Dreadknight first. Divorce. Now what we can play. Does he get land number 4 though? What is this? Each other creature you control. Cat element. Okay, he does not get land number 4. Still an uphill battle, honestly. He's got a counterspell held up. He's probably going to use his counterspell, right? I don't think I can use anything here that could stop the counterspell or stop the Emperor. I guess if he plays the Emperor, I'm going to go for a throw my own card. Don't need to use this for anything. Good. So he popped his own card. Now I need a Swamp. Swamp lets the castle come in and play untapped. Huh. It's letting it go to my turn. Alright, so I can attack. If he Emperors, I can Sheoldred. I guess that's the idea, right? He takes it. Kill my own knight. We're gonna do counter this? Four Thoughtseize and 2 go blank. I only draw the 1 Thoughtseize. And now he's gonna counter this. Pretty sure he's gonna counter this. Deluge, huh? Okay. Now I really need to go blank. Field of Ruin's not going to help. Oh man, control decks are a different beast when all we draw are the board wiping cards. Yeah. We'll counter the second one. Fatal Push. Ugh. Okay. Probably pretty bad, huh? Can we still castle? Castle costs 3, I think. He has this castle. letting this out. That's 2 memory deluges. I think we're out. There's too many counter spells in that deck when it didn't even give me a. Well, I guess I did click past turn. Temporary lockdown. Interesting. Can't stop this. Free card draw. You can have a land. Invoke. Probably gets countered there. A land. Will he counter an invoke though? First we drop a land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 mana. What can I do with 8 mana, huh? Well, first we attack. I'm okay if he exiles it. I have another one.
During my travels. Let me show you.
Am I okay with the exiling it? I do have another one, but this is also a dead card in my hand. So. Alright, tapping yourself out means invoke time. Also put a Bankbuster out. Sport's pretty wide. Fairy, okay.
Let's slow this down. Hurry.
He gets 4 mana. I guess 5 mana? Oh, we played a land, yeah. Okay, so if we played the Mosswood Dreadknight and then crew the Bankbuster to attack, would he counter it? Absorb, okay. He absorbed the Dreadknight, so here's an Invoke. Does he have another counterspell? If he does, we're kind of out of this. Dovin's Veto. Alright, GG. I'm gonna leave. Too many counterspells, too many card draws. Not enough Thoughtseize in our deck, apparently. Alright, against Blue-Eye Control, of course, we are gonna be on the back foot because they have counter spells and we only have hand control. And hand control is very hard when you don't draw enough of it. They draw more counter spells than we draw hand controls. That is this deck. I do think the Beanstalk deck is very good against most decks in the metagame right now. Against even that Blue-Eye Control, right? We unfortunately did not draw enough Thoughtseize. Otherwise, it would have been a different story. I did think about Thoughtseizing their bigger, more impactful cards, but I think they're just gonna do the exile everything, right? Temporary lockdown on all of our Beanstalk, and the problem with that is I couldn't Boseiju their temporary lockdown since that will ramp them, and ramping a blue-white deck is just wrong. The problem with our game, that last game, is we keep drawing Crux of Fate, the Go for the Throw, Fatal Push. All of these cards are good against board-centric decks. That deck was not board-centric. We needed cards like our Thoughtseize, Sheoldred's Edict, even Go Blank, right? Those cards are the cards that we needed. We couldn't draw it, and we draw 2 Meathook, and that was why we lost that game. That being said, though, these things do happen very often in Arena, so it is what it is. It's a pretty fun deck to play. I do highly recommend. I mean, if you like Golgari, right? If you like the Rock, this is the Rock. This is the Rock on steroids because he had the beans. That's kind of the idea. It's a fun deck. I recommend it wholeheartedly, even if sometimes you got to fight through the controls. That's all I got for you today. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you guys next time.